More than 800 people marched through downtown Salt Lake City to Temple Square. No more closed doors! Calling on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to end the practice of bishops' worthiness interviews.
My son is dead because the church will not address this.
Organizers 55,000 signature petition.
Hi. So cute. Thank you.
Asking the church to end one-on-one interviews that LDS bishops have with youth where personal questions about sexuality have been asked and some claim they've been abused.
I'm storing
Apostle number 14. Val Christensen happens to have one of the stories recorded taking a child behind a closed door, grooms them for pedophiles.
The church says that it has made changes so that there are safeguards against abuse, but demonstrators here say that it's not enough. They want the practice of worthiness interviews ended entirely.
You cannot take baby steps. It's time, people. It's time. The greatest test of everybody's faith is religion. And this religion has not been faith-promoting. It has not been kind. And this subject is not going away.
In a statement, the LDS Church says it shares concerns for the safety of youth. The church says local leaders are given clear instructions on youth interviews.
I wish they would face us. So many people are hurting.
Some demonstrators who are victims of abuse wanted to meet personally with LDS general authorities. They could only give church representatives books with hundreds of personal stories.
Let the millstone not be hung around your neck. Don't let what happened to me happen to children for generations to come. It's in your hands.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I know, we got a lot of videos, too many for you guys to keep up on. But I want to thank Cindy, who sent me a link this morning to an article and also to a link to a YouTube channel. Now, the YouTube channel is called I Am Jessie, and I will put a link down below. And she does videos about the Mormon Church. And she did one about this lawsuit, you know, and she talks about the history and stuff. I don't know all of their history, so this is why ones who were in the religion are the best for doing these, you know, activist videos. Now, I know the older clip of the news, you know, the protests at the beginning, you know, is about child abuse and really doesn't have too much to do with, you know, the lawsuit and stuff. But it just shows that people, no matter what religion they're in, are sick and tired of the abuse being covered up and being lied to and deceived. And I mean, that was an incredible protest, over 800 down the streets of Utah. So anyway, I didn't know if everybody had seen that, so I just wanted to play that. But there was a lawsuit, and I'm going to put the link down below. I might even just pin it to the first comment at the top. This is from the Courthouse News Service. And the date on this is August 6, 2019. Now, we know there's been so much going on in, you know, JW land. But, you know, I just want to bring out that, you know, it isn't just Watchtower. It isn't just Jehovah's Witnesses under fire. It's most of these religions. And this is big also. And I'm going to read it. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing, but I will put the link down below. But I'm going to read some of this. Scathing lawsuit seeks punitive damages for Mormon Church. Oh, and I will get to all of this old newspaper. Salt Lake City, a federal lawsuit sure to get attention in Utah, claims that the Mormon corporate empire. See, and we've been talking a lot about Watchtower Corporation and their like empire, you know, of property. And, you know, how they're a 501c3 corporation, printing company. So they're an empire. And we've been talking about that for years now. So it's so good to see that people are realizing the same thing is going on in the Mormon Church, which ties in with this. Claims that the Mormon corporate empire has driven worshipers to existential crisis, suicide, anxiety, and depression by peddling a scheme of lies centered on the religion's creation and its scriptures, a one-time member claims. And that Jessie in her YouTube video, talks a little bit about this. Laura Gaddy on Monday filed a scathing 75-page class action against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, represented by Salt Lake City Attorney Kay Birmingham. Gaddy claims the church, which claims 16 million members worldwide in 2018, twisted the foundational history of Mormonism in a fraudulent scheme perpetrated for generations. And isn't that what all of us activists against Watchtower has been saying? The material facts upon which Mormonism is based have been manipulated through intentional concealment, misrepresentation, distortion, and obfuscation by the LDS to contrive an inducement to faith in Mormonism's core beliefs, the complaint states. And I would love to start seeing some lawsuits of this same thing against Watchtower. The defendant is the corporation of the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which Gaddy describes as a holding company, which owns and or controls several for-profit businesses. The complaint cites official whitewashed teachings of Mormonism claiming to be the restoration of the gospel of Jesus Christ, in which a divine authority essential to that gospel was taken from earth after Christ's crucifixion and purportedly restored hundreds of years later to church founder Joseph Smith. Sound familiar? That first century Christians, there was no truth through all these dark ages and stuff, and then it was suddenly restored in the 1800s with that group of the International Bible Students. Same thing. Exact same thing. According to Mormon history, an angel guided Smith to buried gold plates near his home in upstate New York in 1823. Smith allegedly collected the plates, which were inscribed in Reformed Egyptian by ancient Americans with Hebraic DNA. And we know they believe that the Native Americans were the lost tribes of Israel. Back to the article. And translated them into the church signature text, the Book of Mormon, which he published in 1830. Okay, then it just goes into their, some of their beliefs and stuff. And it's a long article. But at the end, the plaintiff, she and the proposed class dedicated their spiritual, educational, cultural, and social life to the Mormon corporate empire. And that's what all of us have been complaining about, which is composed of distinct participation levels, paid general authorities, unpaid local leadership, relevant business entities, and the Mormon educational empire, the complaint states. And property empire. The LDS Church did not respond to a request for comment. Big surprise, just like Watchtower. They're cowards. Gaddy seeks punitive damages on 7 counts, including RICO, R-I-C-O, and for those of you who are not here in the United States, that is the law that they started back in the 20s and 30s with, the mobsters, and the mafia and stuff, because that includes like money laundering and racketeering and all of that. But it's called the RICO, R-I-C-O. You can look it up, if you want to do a little bit of extra research. So RICO, fraud, breach of fiduciary duties, and emotional distress. She claims the LDS Church false narratives and continuing misrepresentations cause immeasurable emotional harm in the form of existential crisis, suicides, broken families, insomnia, anxiety, and depression, of which LDS and members of the Mormon hierarchy are acutely aware. Just like we know the governing body is aware of the nightmares and the depression and the anxiety and the suicides they're causing, especially with all the Armageddon talk. We have received so many messages from ex-Jehovah's Witnesses that said those bunker videos back in 2016, I think it was so traumatic to their children. They're not taking them back to the meetings. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to put the link down to the article. Now I want to mention, back in June 30th, 1991, when we were Jehovah's Witnesses in Arizona, the Arizona Republic in Phoenix, Arizona, did this expose on the Mormon Church. It was called Mormon Inc., Finances and Faith. Now we went and bought, a copy of this newspaper when all the Jehovah's Witnesses were talking about, oh, the Mormon Church is under scrutiny, they're being busted, look how horrible they are. They're a for-profit corporation. This right here, Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You guys can't really see this. This is a flow chart. And it has many, many of their for-profit corporations. And I mean, it included so many, like media and properties, and even the Smith's grocery store here in the Southwest used to be owned by the Mormon Church. This one right here, LDS, bottom line, outshines the Catholic Church. And we know how much money the Catholic Church has. Mormon Church outshines it. A church that believes in work and also gathering in an empire, for-profit empire. LDS Church builds empire. The Mormon Church up there in the corner counts its blessings because they were raking in so much money. I might go to like Office Max or something like that and see if they can scan all of this, or I might just do it in pieces myself, because I think this is important, because I see that, it's being brought to the attention that these churches who don't pay any taxes, who are 501(c)(3)s, not-for-profit corporations, are building empires. And I like to see lawsuits like this that are bringing attention to this and bringing it to the light in the world. So, thank you for watching, everybody. Oh, and I just want to mention real quick, we got a phone call yesterday morning from a man who was never a Jehovah's Witness, but his wife is. And he was asking us, and we didn't know anything about this. We hadn't heard it. So if anybody has heard about this, but apparently there was a special meeting called in their area Saturday afternoon at the Kingdom Hall, and all the Jehovah's Witnesses had to rush over there in this meeting. And he said that afterwards his wife was very quiet, very withdrawn, very cold. She was secretly texting her JW girlfriends afterwards, and he said she's not talking to him, not telling him what's going on. So if anybody has heard anything like this, please let us know. We'd like to know, what was this special meeting that was suddenly called? Was it something to do with all of, these lawsuits being filed? The Silent No More interviews? We don't know. We don't know. But anyway, we'd like to find out. But thank you, everybody, for your emails. And my goodness, I've had over 70 emails come in the past 2 days. So thank you. We appreciate it. And we hope you have a wonderful week. Love you. Bye.